Hi everyone, it was a pretty ugly session on Monday, and to be honest with you, I'm a little nervous here. It seems like we've gotten confirmation of the earlier sell-off as we were unable to hit a new high. Remember, we're in a neutral condition basically across the board except for the Dow Jones Industrial Average and S&P 500, which went under a soft buy. But today's re-rejection basically on another heavier volume move. It's kind of confirmation that we need to hold off on new longs here and start looking at taking profits and cutting losses on things that aren't working. So the NASDAQ, clear distribution day today. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not a good session. S&P 500, same thing. Distribution day. Obviously, we're throwing this one back under a neutral condition, and that also goes for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This thing is going to be thrown back into a neutral condition because this is a distribution day. The Russell 2000, ugly session, but still overall consolidating sideways. Isn't necessarily a handle, but it's holding up. If we break, though, below the 200-day moving average and those recent lows we were building in November, it might get ugly again. And like I said, this is a byproduct of what you get whenever you rally on low volume in a straight-up V-shaped fashion without any pullback. No surprise. And once again, as we see the selling off volume, it's heavier than anything we've seen after the initial V ramp higher, since we've been just slowly moving up. Look at volume pick up again. So once again, the overall volume, metrics that we use to measure everything with price is out of whack. And that's why instead of having 5 to 20 long positions, we're up to 60 long positions as we're fully maxed out in both accounts. However, that's changed after today. CENX hit a full sell stop today, so that one is gone. Holly hit all my sell stops. Holly is a full sell. AMWD, it is re-rolling over below the 50-day moving average. That is a final full sell for me. And STRA, half of it was hit intraday today, but it's a full sell now. On top of that, UA, you can't see it here, but it's closing below the 20-day moving average. That's a 25% sell. VDSI is a 25% sell, not a 50% sell because of the huge gains we have. VEEV isn't working right away, but it's not that bad, so I think I'm only going to want to get rid of 33% of it, not 55%. So VEEV is going to be 33%. MPAA, 75% sell. I'm going to go ahead and give it to this level right here intraday. However, to me, it's basically done. If it would have been heavier volume, it would have been a 100% sell. But I'll go ahead and give it one more day to prove that its pattern is completely broken. But I want to go ahead and get out of all of it. It was a good start, but it just isn't working. And to be honest, technically it could be a 100% sell, but I'll do 75%. I will go, since it's lower volume, I will go ahead and give it to the 3178 level. So my sell stop will be right below there. Also, EEFT, 25% sell, closing below the 20-day moving average. CVTI, above average volume, closed below the 10-day moving average after an already earlier break here. 12.1. I don't even remember if I sold some of it then. It doesn't look like I did. Okay, I didn't think I did. So CVTI going to be a 20% sell today. Just a little confirmation check there. CPHD, another 50% sell. So CPHD's got to go. Tyler, man, inches away from 100% sell, 75% sell. If it would have closed at 110.20, it would have been a full sell, but it closed at 110.43. So I'll go ahead and give it a little bit. I have my sell stops in case, it does continue to sell off. Rent, ugly. Man, how quickly we've lost those gains in 2 days. Rent's another 50% sell. Another heavier volume, closed below 50-day moving average. It's a 100% sell. And then HBI, I've already taken off mine. My intraday sell stops were hit on this day. However, by the end of the day, it did not give a real sell signal. However, I think I did give it as a 25% to some. Let me check. Yeah, I did give it as 25%. But if you didn't sell then, today's signal is definitely a 25% confirmation signal. HBI, my sell stops are just below the 50-day moving average, so I'll go ahead and wait till then. And then IQ&T is at 33% sell because it's not moving higher immediately. Still above the lower day of the signal day, but closing below the open and on lower volume, so it isn't 25, it isn't 50, it'll be 33. So overall, as you can see, a lot of sells. That's a lot of sells, but we just don't have things working out. I had some buy stops that I was watching. ROG failed. That follows PPO failure from last week. LABL failed. And then also, another one that I noticed didn't go the right way, HNT. And then, of course, you saw what STRA did. So this is the kind of action where we need to go ahead and back off of new long positions. But with that being said, I did actually get an ad signal, and it was confirmed across many different areas. This isn't the strongest ad signal, but the good news is that if we're wrong, we're not going to risk much. There was a surge in BOP and volume along with a price move today that produced a pocket pivot point signal. So MDV in, we'll go ahead and make that a 2% ad. If we're wrong, move below 110.13 and we'll be out of the ad. No harm, no foul. We'll be risking right around 2 to 3%, so it's not a big deal. But that's the only ad. I'm not even going to show you anything else I flagged. I believe that it's time to get a little defensive here, to be careful. You can see the NASDAQ is now fully rolling over on its MACD, so that's good to see. The Russell 2000's getting to that zero line. That's good to see. But the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you see they still got a long ways to go down before they will even attempt to go to the middle of the road. So there could easily be further pullback ahead. So my suggestion is take the profits when the signals dictate and cut the losses, and I'll be raising stops on a ton of holdings. I hate owning this many stocks, but with the market working the way it is, this is why we don't get any hardcore signals. This is why stocks like ANGO that we're setting up beautifully. Remember, these are the kind of chart patterns that I used to be able to load up on, and you can guarantee you're going to make a lot of money. ANGO is the kind of setup that I would have loved to have thought that, you can load up on this and it's just going to bang higher, make huge money. You see, it's drifting higher, and we already lost the max green BOP. Another stock we was watching for a breakout, and it actually in my margin account got filled today, and near the highs around 394, because of course that was just above the 393 high. It was looking good early on, went on to break out, boom, reversed right back into the range. So that's no good. First stop will be below 372. Next stop will be below 346. So those will be my final cut loss levels. I got to see this thing move immediately. But you can notice another thing that it did. Just went from having a beautiful chart pattern to not so beautiful, as somehow on the move up with higher volume, BOP fell from max green. That has been the basic MO of this market throughout 2014. The last past big winner that I posted was HEES, and that didn't give us anything since 2012, that signal. Jesus Christ, it's not what I wanted. Okay, so there's that. There's that. And so I'm going to remind you all what we are looking for before I close out this video. I'm looking for stuff like this in high quality stocks like HEES was. Then you can see it immediately follows through, gives an ad signal, immediately follows through, gives another ad signal, but doesn't work that time. However, as it goes on, it then gives an ultimate ad signal right here at the beginning of January, right there. And then we're good and golden from there on. But until I see stuff like that, FLT, I want to remind you too, another thing that we're looking for. Until I see stuff like this again, it's going to be hard to load up anything more than 2.5% to 5% per position, especially in a tape that just doesn't want to cooperate. LQDT is another one to, remind you the volume BOP price surge that we're looking for. And as you can see here, it continued on and worked. We just don't get that nowadays. So caution is advised right here while we let the market consolidate its gains. I don't know if it's going to get uglier or if it's just a minor pullback, and neither does anyone else. Invest accordingly and be a little bit cautious here.